Sorry, I missed the intro. Will there be building in Aloft? Yes, there are. So this is a survival crafter, just like many of the survival crafters that we play normally. So it has massive exploration, character creation, base building, survival, and food intake, getting hurt, fighting, looting, scooting, and stabbing, basically.
Missed something.
No, I got music.
No, there was something else that you didn't see. But you'll see it eventually.
I am seeing something.
Ah, yeah, you do see it. Good.
Oh my goodness. This was not in the demo, I can tell you that much. Look at that.
Fucking Big Billy, that is.
Yeah, that's a big Billy indeed. Oh my goodness. And yes, this is indeed a survival crafting game, but with a completely new twist. And they had some really interesting way of doing crafting and exploration, and some of them I will be talking about in this video. And in the end there, I need you guys to check out, they have made a completely new way of doing custom creative mode, and yeah, you don't want to miss it out. So obviously one of the reasons to this being a little different than most of the survival crafting games that we love and we play is that you don't really spend as much time on land as you normally do. You need to master the art of flying or gliding in this case, and then instead of building a house on land or maybe a boat on water, you roam the world on a piece of island that you can drive. But less about that and more about what is it that makes this unique. So the way you unlock recipes in the workbench, you do by picking up all kinds of things around the lands, around the islands. And when you have them in your inventory, you go up to the workbench, and every new item that is being able to be paired for a recipe to be unlocked will be marked with a yellow dot. So all you have to do is to keep clicking every item that has a yellow dot to make a new unlockable recipe. You can choose to unlock and craft it right then and there with the big button, or just unlock the recipe by pressing only recipe. And you can do that over and over again to unlock more and more recipes. The more new things you have in your inventory, the more it will show you with the yellow dots that there are more to unlock. But that's not the only way to unlock recipe in this game that makes this entirely amazing. In the beginning, you will learn how to craft a sketchbook, and with that and papers you find around the islands, if you put that sketchbook in your quick select menu and you hold it, equip it, and hold it in your hand, you will be able to find and sketch off items in the world that will unlock as recipes. I mean, we have all seen blueprint modes and all kinds of stuff like that, but have we actually seen this where you hold a sketchbook and you go around and you find things and you sketch them off, and then that will unlock a recipe for you to build? So these recipes will unlock in your build hammer. So as soon as you have sketched your items, go into your build hammer, equip your build hammer, and every new recipe is gonna be marked with a little exclamation mark. Another amazing thing with this game is the way you have the map system, or use a map or unlock pieces of a map. So in the beginning you craft this enormous big map kind of piece that you put down on the floor, and right out of the bat you're gonna see one tile showing on the map, but this entire round placeable is actually the world, the entire map. So every map piece is a zone, and every time you sail into the next zone, a new map piece will be highlighted on the map. And not only that, if you go around the world and you get these atlas stone, you will be able to unlock and see on the map like POIs that has very important loot on the map, even on areas that you haven't discovered yet. And the last thing that I want to talk about, but probably the biggest thing, a real game changer in my opinion, is the island creator freaking mode. So you will find it here in the main menu. All you have to do, and I will give you some good beginner tips and tricks here, or a mini beginner's guide, I guess, and a little bit of a showcase. Island creator, you press that, you press island, you create a new one unless you are popping into one that you've already created. You create a new one and you name it. Test is what we're gonna name ours today. Confirm, and then create. And this is your empty blank canvas. So at first this might look a little bit overwhelming, like there's no handheld holding, there's no tutorial, but the only thing you need to worry about is these 3 buttons here, which is 3 different menus, you could say. And then you have these buttons here. These 3 are the main important buttons. The first one is a move. This is what you're gonna click to be able to move your item around and up and down. The second button is rotate. This is how you're gonna be able to rotate an item on any direction. And then the third button is for placeables, not for island pieces and not for building pieces, but for every other piece you will be able to scale it up and down. Up here you have a undo and redo button, and if you're savvy with Photoshop or other like painting program, you can also use Control-Z to undo, and instead of deleting in the program, you can just use delete button when an item is marked if you want to delete it. Up here you have copy and then paste. These are going to be really important to be able to quickly copy a piece that you want more of. And then even more important is the save button. When you are starting a project, when you're doing a project, make sure to click this button all the time, just to be sure that if something happens, if the program crashes or whatever, your progress won't be lost. You also have time and weather, so you can completely alter time of day and also the weather. So from sunny to fall and rain, which is pretty freaking cool in my opinion. But yeah, first thing first, you want to press the platforms, the little island button here. This is we're gonna give you 2 buttons. One is a selection. It's gonna allow you to move around and use these buttons. And the second one, which is the brush tool, is gonna give you a menu with all the items. So that's where we're gonna go in. You have different places in the world here: Emerald Isle, Fallen Heights, and Red Cliffs. Just so we minimize the spoilers, I'm gonna go into Emerald Isles, which is the first biome that you will explore. Here you see an array of different islands that you can pick, and just for simplicity, we are gonna pick a small flat island, and you click that, and plop, there is your island. And if you want to add another island to it to make it interesting, you click that, and there we go. And how do we move this around now? You click the selection arrow, and then you have these 3, or in this case, the move button is gonna be your best friend. You're gonna be able to rotate it around with the rotate button, but you're not gonna be able to tilt an island. First thing first, we're gonna move it. So to move, you press the little square, and to move it up and down, you press the arrow. So this is gonna allow you to customize islands and make them however you want. And to be able to move around like this, all you have to do is hold in right mouse button, and then you use AWSD to move one up and down and all that fun stuff. So just hold in right button to be able to move around. So when we picked a shape of the island that we think we like, added all the pieces to the islands, whatever, we are gonna go into the entity. So we have in the second button foliage, so that is all trees and plants and flowers, you know, all that stuff. But we're gonna not bother with that right now. But in entity and then the brush button, you will once again find all the different biomes. In general is where you will find water and soil patch. This is where if you want a patch of soil, you will be able to place that down. So you place that down, it's a little red ball, and then go into the selection tool, you go into the moving tool, you mark it, and you might have to raise it or lower it depending on, let's see if it wants to cooperate. There we go. And that's your soil patch. Yeah, super cool. So once again, in tools, you will find water, and this is water, like plain water, waterfall, and waterfall effects. And if you want to build, you go into the biome, Emerald Isles in this case. You want to go, you go into ruins and buildings, construction, and then what material that you want to start with. So wood and turf, maybe in this case. And this is where you will be able to find all kinds of pieces. So if you want to copy a piece, for example, if you're gonna start building, you might want to start with a foundation, wooden foundation. Yeah, let's pick this one. There we go. When you place it down, we go into selection tool. It's gonna look like this. A lot of pieces gonna look like this because that's how it starts out when you build them in the real world. So you click it, and then in the side panel here, it's gonna give you some options. Oh, I must have. I've completely selected the wrong one. But yeah, you can give it default appearance and weathered appearance here. But that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you an actual foundation. Where's the actual foundation? There we go. So that's what I wanted to show you. When you build pieces in the world, sometimes they are unfinished like this. So in here, you have to choose to put it in a full complete state. So in the construction state, it's gonna start with frame only, and then you can have it half done or complete. So don't fright if you notice that some pieces are being placed incomplete. That's what you need to change. And then you can also change it to be weathered or default. So that's a little bit of explanation of the most important buttons, and make sure to always click the save, and it's quick as that. And that, I feel, is most important buttons and the first steps of being able to freely create in this program. And I feel like it might have been able to thrive with some tutorials in here, but yeah, I guess that's where I come in, and other content creators that does it for content. So here you are. I hope you have fun with this. It's so much fun. You can do so many things. Like this here is where I did a tutorial on stream, and I showed how you can make a little waterfall and how you construct something with water and all that. So that was my little showcase. I love this creative mode, and I hope you love it too. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please press that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you in more videos like this. I'm planning on being more active this year than I was last year, so I'm so sorry for that. They've been lacking content last year, but I needed a break, and now we're back. So I will see you very soon again. Have an amazing day, and bye-bye.